I'll share with you some of my highlights and fun activities in Seoul, South Korea.
미국 뉴욕에 사는 미국인 헤더는 여행 코치라는 독특한 직업을 갖고 있습니다. 수년간 전 세계를 여행하며 얻은 노하우를 바탕으로 사람들에게 여행에 관련된 조언을 해주고 계획을 세워주는 건데요. 그런 그녀가 팬데믹 후 다시 여행을 떠났습니다. 지금까지 미처 가보지 못한 곳을 경험하기 위해서였죠. 그렇다면 헤더가 서울에서 한 경험 중 가장 만족스러웠던 건 무엇이었을까요? 영상을 통해 느긋한 서울 여행을 함께 해보시죠.
There are a lot of steps here, so if you have any walking problems, you might want to do the cable car, but plan on a wait, of course. And I think it's about 14,000 won for a return trip. This is not an easy walk up. I've already shed 2 layers, even though it's kind of been cold here in Seoul, but today of course it's a bit warmer, and coming from Malaysia and the heat into the cold, I just completely misjudged the weather. The view does get nicer and nicer as you keep going up. It's pretty amazing. The cherry blossoms mostly blew away in a storm before I arrived in Seoul, but I saw a few. Looks like the end is in sight. Made it to the top. When a cable car gets off in front of you, there's quite a traffic jam. It is Sunday, and it's beautiful. So there's a lot of people out. Just so you get an idea of a typical, well, I don't know if it's typical, but a busy, beautiful Sunday spring afternoon in Seoul. Everyone is out here. My take is that to get here, if you come with a subway, you have about a 20-minute walk to get to the base of the park, where you start the further 20 or 25-minute walk up here. I think there is a bus that might bring you closer, and there's also the cable car, which will of course save you the walking, but you may lose out on the time by waiting for the cable car because it seems quite popular, especially for people with kids. It is beautiful up here, and you'll probably want to spend some time just sitting and enjoying, especially if the weather is beautiful like this. Saying that correctly, probably not. And one of the things that's starting to grow on me here is these beautiful side streets that I wouldn't expect. I'm just walking along, and I'll show you this. So it just seems like a quaint. I noticed a bunch of coffee shops on the way over here, so I'm gonna try one after I go to the village. I'm really enjoying these these unexpected little alleys. This is a restaurant. All these people renting the traditional dresses here are giving me envy. I may have to do that one of my days here. Really beautiful streets. Understand correctly, this area is about 600 years old. It used to be where the Joseon government officials used to live. So beautiful, long history and beautiful village. There's a blend of souvenir shops and beautiful artwork as you go through, and some more high-end souvenirs if that's your thing. What I especially like about this area is so much of Seoul seems like a large city, Coming from New York, I'm always intrigued to see other things, so I feel much more like I'm in a village. And okay, right where I'm standing, so I've been watching this, like, I guess K-drama. I don't know if it's K-drama, it's like Korean drama to me, but it's like a sort of romantic comedy drama kind of TV show. And I think I'm standing at the location of one of the scenes that I saw in like episode 3 of this thing. I think it's called like Love to Hate You or something like that. So I'm kind of chuckling. Wow, this is gorgeous. Noisy, but what a beautiful street. So far, this is my favorite activity that I've done in Seoul. This is absolutely beautiful. And you can have your tea here. So there's also a tea house and museum. It was 6,000 won to get in, which is roughly $4 or $5. If you come here, bear in mind that I think people actually live in these buildings presently, so it must be a bit irritating for them to have lots of loud noise and tourists. There were some ladies in yellow jackets telling us to be mindful of noise. And I did see someone come out of her home and throw away some garbage. So I'm going to enjoy my tea outside in this gorgeous weather with this great view. I finished my tea and now I am enjoying a walk in the garden, which is absolutely lovely. I thought there would be some fish in here. Guess not. For the price of a cup of tea or coffee, you get said cup of tea or coffee and a lovely walk around the garden. So definitely think this is a worthwhile activity to do if you make it over to the village here. I'll be honest, I thought this was going to be a very quick visit, maybe 20-30 minutes walk around. I think I've been here an hour. It's just so peaceful and wonderful. Could easily spend a morning or an afternoon here. I'd say the first week here in Seoul has been, well, quite difficult. I think there's always I call it the first week is like my adaptation week wherever I go, especially if it's another country. I got to get used to new currency, new rates of the currency. So it's how it looks and feels, but also how much it is, how much things cost, language. And here in Seoul, also coming from Malaysia, it was really hot. And then it was raining and quite cold here. Relax and accept my surroundings. I found this beautiful place. I actually went and found